God damn it. Like I just needed fucking 20 seconds. And one of us can't manage.
It was the longest intro ever.
It's these two knuckleheads.
Welcome to the Whiskey and Wine Podcast. I'm Alex.
I'm Big Mike.
And I'm Michelle.
And JoJo's here as well. God damn.
Oh, fuck.
And this is episode 60?
No.
Oh, it's episode
That
70.
was last week, knucklehead.
Yeah. This is episode 70. Last week was 69. Sorry. You missed.
You missed it by one.
Yep.
I could pull a Jordan and be like, no, what? 68 was just last week.
Well, welcome to the Whiskey and Wine Podcast. We have been promising this. The stories from Michelle and Joanna regarding the wet lab and everything else. But
we did heroes work.
yes, you did.
Yes, I did.
So before we dive in, we're going to introduce the whiskey that we're drinking. So this one was suggested by Mark. He has been throwing different pictures out there of things that we need to try, so that we can finally find the elusive platinum. So this one is Still Austin, their cask strength rye whiskey. So it's really little letters. 116 proof.
I want a glass of it. I need to try it because I want to rate it.
Oh, well, we'll get there eventually.
Okay.
Oh, I like her hair. It's made of fire.
She's just going to take a pull from the bottle. Classy. Anyway, so we'll see how this one holds up during this shit show of an episode.
So who are Joanna and Michelle? Don't you want to introduce us?
It's my second episode.
Yeah.
It's episode 2.
Oh, man. Two-timer club over there.
Yeah. She doesn't get a jacket for that.
I was just going to ask.
This is my fourth.
All right, batch. Keep it to yourself.
I'm Alex's wife,
Yep.
and this is my best friend.
And I am Joanna's other wife.
Yes, that is absolutely correct.
And we're pretty funny.
Yeah.
Big Mike,
100% funny.
100% funny. Yep.
We barely got through the intro.
Just trying to contain Michelle.
You're so long. Is what she said.
My God, we're already there.
Yeah.
We should start with Michelle's text messages to me yesterday.
No.
Yeah. No, we were introducing Mike to what happened yesterday. So Michelle, what happened yesterday?
Nothing. Some things.
Yeah.
I drank a bottle of wine, and nobody took my phone.
And that dumb thumb got in
And
the
my
way.
thumb kept hitting send. Text, send. And then I would be like, oh, crap. Text, send. And there was a little bit of an autocorrect problem. It was fine.
Oh,
I's at home.
mm.
I's at home.
I drink wine. The whole bottle of wine.
I have chickpea wings.
You did. Derek was like, let's go get some wings. And I was like, yes. And then everything was fine.
Okay.
Stressful Saturday. I drank a bottle of wine
Yes, you did.
and had free access to my phone.
And started sending me,
68 messages.
Never happened.
told me I was bossy, but it came out boys, body, boozy.
I got there eventually. No, I didn't, actually. You figured it out.
You're very boys.
I wasn't like that at the wet lab. I was calm, cool, and collected.
Oh my God. Okay, so Michelle, you describe, well, first of all, we did do heroes work,
Yes.
community service. I love doing community service.
Can you expand on heroes work?
Yeah, so Michelle, why don't you start in and I'll fill in the details.
Oh, okay. Well, there used to be this show called Mythbusters, and in one of those episodes, they got to drive drunk around cones and things, and the cops were supplying the booze, and they were trying to figure out if it's just as dangerous to be distracted and sober in a car as it is to be drunk and not distracted.
I've seen that episode.
It's a great episode.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to do that. Well, this is as close as we can get, but it was pretty good. I have a connection with the police department, and they were like, hey, you want to come get drunk and let our officers practice sobriety testing? I can get you in. And I was like, yes, I want that. So I went and we did
She invited me to come with her.
Yeah, we did some heroes work.
On a Friday afternoon.
Yep. Took some time off work to go. It was like jury duty, only not.
I told my boss I'm going to do community service. She's like,
Yep.
what are you doing? I'm like,
Drinking.
police department is going to get me drunk, and then they're going to do sobriety tests on me. She's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So we went and participated.
It was a good time.
Well, participated in a very controlled environment.
Oh, yeah, so let's describe that for you. So we show up at, 11:30?
So they ask previous, like, what you guys want to drink.
Yep. And OLCC provided the booze.
Yep.
And
Open bar, completely open bar. But we had a bartender.
who was a cop.
Yeah, who would mix all our drinks for us. Or would just supply us the booze, and then we could choose if and how we wanted to mix that.
Correct.
Yep.
And we showed up at 11:30, and they took our, they took our word for it, height and weight.
Yeah, I lied. Did you lie?
Oh, for sure.
I lied.
For sure. I was off about 15 pounds.
I don't know, like 20, 25 pounds. Yeah. Like, yeah, I weigh 132 pounds.
And he goes, yeah, and your left boob,
Yeah.
lady.
It's the right one. But yeah.
And they took our blood pressure, and then they took our blood alcohol content, and we both, the first one we tested 0.
I mean, that's good. No pre-funking.
Oh
No
my God.
pre-funking.
You'd shown up at like a .05.
They probably wouldn't have let us participate.
No.
How many of us were there?
There was 8.
Okay.
8 of
Yeah.
us.
So we all sat
What-
around a table.
And one of them couldn't drink, but none of the officers knew that. Like, the officers that were with us in the room knew that, but she was the...
DD.
Yes, she was the designated driver. So they took our height and weight and our blood alcohol content and our blood pressure. And then based on our height and weight, they said you can have this many drinks between now and 3 o'clock. So noon and 3 o'clock. So he served us.
Mm-hmm.
So they took our blood alcohol content 4 times. So first time obviously was 0. Then they sat us down and they started feeding us booze. I chose whiskey. You chose
Tequila,
obviously.
obviously. It was
I had-
delicious.
I
I brought
had-
my own, too, because
I brought my own.
they wouldn't supply bougie enough tequila.
They
So I
wouldn't
was
supply
like,
DJ, so she
Yeah.
had to have her own.
I got to bring me some Don Julio Blanco. And I did. And it was great.
So one of the ladies was like, just get me hammered. We're like, okay. So they try to get you to .08 as close as possible because they want the police officers who are not watching you drink, who are in training all day, to have a hard case to evaluate.
So they're like in another room at this
Yes.
point. So it's just you guys, a shirtless cop pouring
Yep.
drinks.
Well, I'm glad he wasn't shirtless, but okay. There were some other cops in there with us, but they weren't part of the training exercise.
Well,
Okay.
they were our support people because we each were assigned an officer
Oh.
to be with us during the actual training.
So at the end of this, and we'll get to the fun part of this, but at the end of this, they send you in a room with police officers and they put you through 3 sobriety tests. We had one officer with us the whole time who was evaluating the tester.
Oh, okay.
The tester had no idea how much all of us had to drink.
Okay. So this is like pretending they've pulled you over and, hey, it looks like you may have had something to drink. Will you do these field sobriety tests?
Yeah, they got us shit-faced, and then we had to act. It wasn't
Speaking
hard.
for yourself, you
Yeah.
got shit-faced.
Okay, I did. All right, so we all sat around the table and we drank.
We played cards, which was super fun. Michelle and I were the instigators.
Yeah, apparently we were the first group to ever pull the games out.
They
Weird.
had all kinds of games. They had
Jenga.
players cards, Jenga,
I don't remember.
dominoes.
I started doing shots. I don't know. I'm glad you remember all of these things because I'm like,
Okay, so this is the ironic part. So first you get your blood alcohol content, you baseline 0. Then they send you back in the room and they're like, okay, you, and you get 8 drinks between now and 3 o'clock. You, and you get 10, whatever. you get 0 because you're the designated driver. So the cop measures and pours the alcohol, and then to Michelle's point, you get to pick your mixer. So I was drinking whiskey and Coke. Michelle started with tequila and soda, or tequila and Sprite, but it was too much liquid for you, so you went to shots.
Yeah, straight shots.
I like it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
They had lime. It was good.
Yeah.
We were.
So we're hanging out, and it's me and Michelle sitting across the table from each other, and then Caesar, who is our buddy, was to our right. He had no idea how to play poker. We're like, what, dude? We had to teach him how to play tick. We had to teach him all the games.
He was a good player.
We'll get
though.
there
Like,
in a second.
He was all about it. He was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll do whatever you guys want.
So in the first hour, I had to drink 3 drinks, and a drink is considered a shot and a half.
Okay.
Michelle had 3 tequila shots.
Okay.
I had 3 whiskey and Cokes. And so after an hour, they take you in for your second of 4 blood alcohol tests.
Okay.
So Michelle and I are the first ones to go in there. We can't look at the machine. We just have to blow into a real life
They take us down into the prison.
jail. It's
jail.
jail.
It's the real breathalyzer.
Yes.
Like the one where you have been arrested on the side of the road and now they're getting evidence to convict you later.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Down in the
Well, let's back up first. Alex took us down there because you had to have a designated driver
Yeah.
drop you off and pick you up.
Yep.
And Alex had to sign his life away for you and me. And we had to prove that we didn't have any keys, and we had to give our phones up.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Alex wanted to stay and watch, but
I
then
did.
I think he felt uncomfortable because nobody else was staying, so he left.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this will be an interesting recollection. But we did. We went back down into the jail, and they covered up the machine so we could not see then what we were blowing.
Keep in mind, before we blew our first blood alcohol test, I was like, after my first drink, I was like, I cannot drive. I'm hammered. I would never get behind the wheel. And Michelle's like, I'm fucking fine. Like
That was
she's
one
like,
drink. We had one drink, and you were like, I'm hammered. And I was like, wow, what's in that whiskey and Coke? And then even
Speed.
after the second
Well, I was
drink,
gonna say
I was
maybe
like,
it was real Coke.
I said, oh, maybe.
They brought a little bag up from evidence.
It's pretty
Oh, you want whiskey and Coke? All right, hey, John, go get last week's little baggie down there.
The dog's sniffing at you.
And Michelle's like, I can drive. I'm fine. Even after your third drink, you were like, I can do this. I can drive. I'm fine. And I'm like, I would never get in a car.
Did I say that?
Yeah.
After my third drink?
Yep.
I still felt okay. All right. Okay.
So after everyone blows into the jail's blood, whatever you call that,
Machine.
blower.
Blood blower.
Blood
Blood blower.
Yep. We blew the blood blower.
They
That
bring
sounds
you.
like you're blowing Dracula.
It's too bad this isn't episode 69.
They bring you all back into the room, and then they tell you your results.
No, we didn't get to know.
Oh, we didn't get to know, but the cop that is handing out the drinks is like, Joanna, I need to talk to you for a minute. You're a special case.
Yeah. Little did he know.
He's like, we're gonna have to double your drinks because you only blew a .04 after 3 whiskey and Cokes, and then he told Michelle, and you're on pause because you blew higher than a .08.
They cut me off. The batches.
So you made it 1 hour, 3 shots, and then they cut you off.
Yes. That's what happened.
And Mike, I had 3 whiskey and Cokes, 3 1.5 ounce pours, and I blew a .04. Legally, I could still drive, but I was like, nope. And she's over here, I can drive. I'm good. And she's blowing higher than a .08.
It was
I'm like,
fascinating.
thank God she is with Alex and I.
Yeah. Thank God I never drive anywhere because I'm a passenger princess.
Yeah. Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I get 3 ounce pours
Yes.
from 1 until 2:45. So I had 9 drinks before we had to go into the training facility.
How many did I get? Because I
7?
eventually got to start participating again.
Yep. You got 7, I think.
You can come out of the
Okay.
corner.
Okay. I did.
We were still playing games. It was super fun. We were this one lady got hammered. I mean,
Well,
she
she
was
did ask.
drunk.
She asked to be hammered.
And
then they gave us our rolls,
oh yeah, that was fun. But first, they gave us Abby's pizza.
obviously.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so cops are supplying me with booze and games,
pizza?
and then pizza.
Correct.
And then I get to go fuck with a bunch of cops and try and, like, play my role. Oh, I need this in my
Dude,
life.
I would blow their mind.
You
if
had
I
to
ever...
you had to play sober. And when they asked how much have you had to drink, the answer is always 2 beers. I have had 2 beers.
That's the average answer. When they pull somebody over, the answer is always, I've had 2 beers.
Michelle, when's the last time you had 2 beers?
College. Coors Light.
Water.
We drank some water.
So we keep drinking. They're pouring me. I think I had 3 more 3-ounce whiskey and Cokes, and you had probably 4 more shots of tequila.
Mm-hmm.
And we had games, and we had Abby's Pizza, which was delish. Shout out to Abby's Pizza. In the meantime, they took away our phones, and so Michelle and I figured out how to send text messages through our watch. And me and Alex and Michelle's husband Derek have a group text. So we were texting. We were voice texting through our watches.
We were?
Yes.
Oh my God.
You don't remember this either? Like
No,
your texting was not good yesterday. It was worse during the wet lab. It was Joanna texts, "I'm hammered," followed by Michelle, "I'm fine."
I was totally fine.
She would have gotten a DUI.
100%.
I would not have.
100%.
So, before we go into the training room and we'll describe the 3 field sobriety tests, but we had to have our blood alcohol content taken again. So keep in mind, this is horrible because I feel like I need to go to rehab. I had 9 whiskeys. Michelle had 7 tequilas.
I was drunk at this point and would not have driven.
Oh, you finally admitted it.
Yes.
Oh.
And it didn't take 7.
3, not
but
so much.
I had,
but
but it
but
was like
7.
I hit like 4 or 5, and I was like, oh no, I'm done.
So then they gave each of us a role. So obviously the girl that was sober was the designated driver. You had to resist sobriety test.
Yes, I was not interested. No, thank you. I had to respectfully say no, thank you
Every time.
every time.
And I was cooperative. I was like, duh.
Did they let anyone get aggressive?
Yes.
Oh.
There was somebody.
God, this is like my dream.
They the girl that got hammered was the aggressive one. There was the girl on the other side of me. Every time she had to say, "I need a lawyer."
I didn't know that either.
Yeah. Oh my God, where were you?
I was
love this
hammered.
recap. Michelle is learning so
I
much
was like,
today about the
My
wet
God,
lab.
This was and I was there.
Michelle was like, "Wait, why do I keep getting pulled over? I don't understand. This is weird."
Okay. And we still didn't get to see. They covered up the machine.
Yeah,
the
so
BAC.
before we go into the training room, they give us each a role. Joanna's cooperative, Michelle's resisting field sobriety test in a polite way. And they take us into the jail again and make us blow into the machine. We didn't know our BAC levels until after the program was done.
Yeah.
But at this point, JoJo, after 9 whiskeys in 3 hours, this is horrible. I don't even know that I want to say. I blew a .06.
Metabolism is incredible.
Michelle blew a .08.
Yeah.
No.
So then they take us into this room and they have 8 stations. There's 8 of us. They have 8 stations. Each station has a proctor. And then the trainees rotate around the room from station to station. So we're in this room for like an hour and a half. It was hot. And
we're drunk and we have to pee and we're thirsty.
And we can't. They won't let us. They won't let us drink water. They won't let us go to the bathroom.
Yeah, because you can't out in the field, and you want somebody who's like got to pee a little bit, so they're dancing around or they're crossing their legs and that kind of stuff. You want it to be like, is this person drunk or are they under drunk, like they're .06 and they just have to pee?
Well, I had an emergency, and at one point they did let me go because I was like, "You can't give me this much liquid, and then not let me go pee."
Hey, I'm over 40. I
Yeah.
can't hold it that long.
Let me tell you, I was like, "No,
I've had 2 kids. Fuck off. I'm going pee.
yeah," and I did. They were like, "You need to hurry."
I
And
will
was like,
tase
"I will
you."
go so fast."
You're like, I'll tase you, bro.
Big Mike, you've been quiet. Do you have any questions so
No,
far?
I'm so jealous. I want in on this program.
I know.
Big Mike,
so
you'd have to
incredibly
have
bad.
like 15 whiskeys.
God,
to
what are you
even
saying?
get you
I mean,
there.
if you're saying 9 was so much for you, what are you saying about Mike over
No, I'm
here?
not trying to. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying he's bigger than me. I mean, he's taller than me. Probably weighs maybe 10 pounds more than me.
Yeah, but it's your metabolism. Your metabolism
Yeah.
is insane.
Yeah.
Well, not really.
You're metabolizing the booze.
So we had to do 3 field sobriety tests. One of them, they held a pen like 12 to 24 inches. I got a lot of education during this session.
Same.
You probably don't remember.
I don't really remember it, but I'm
don't
sure I
really.
did. I'm sure I did.
I'll re-educate you.
Okay.
So they have a pen out in front of your eyes at eye level, 12 to 24 inches away from your face, and you're supposed to follow the pen with your eyes. And what they're checking for is at some point when your eyes go over to the side, if you're intoxicated, your eyeball will twitch. So they're looking for the twitch.
Involuntarily.
Yes. It can't, if you're intoxicated in 99.9% of humans, and I'll tell you why in a second, it involuntarily twitches. So that's a sign. Well, our friend Caesar, he had a hereditary condition where if he was intoxicated, and they tested us for this before we even started drinking, he had an involuntary condition. If he was intoxicated or not, his eye would twitch.
Oh.
So he was a perfect subject for this test.
Okay.
And because one of the questions they're supposed to ask you is, do you have any issues with your eyes? Because most people that have that condition know about it.
Yeah.
And so cops are obligated to ask you in the field when they pull you over if you have any eye conditions or eye...
Do we remember what this
wait.
eye condition is called? I have to put this in my memo.
Yeah,
pad
like,
for,
is this something like where I get pulled over, I say, by the way, I have a bad hip.
No.
And I have an involuntary eye twitch.
No, I wouldn't offer it up because in court they can throw it out if the cop doesn't ask you.
Oh.
And I think 3 or 4 out of the 15 cops or so didn't ask Caesar, and that would have been thrown out of court.
Okay, so they learned. All right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The second one was we had to walk on a straight line, and we had to walk heel to toe.
Okay.
9 steps. We
yeah.
had to count out loud 9 steps, and then we had to pivot, and this is where I failed.
Mike, they're going to give us high heels for this part. You know it.
And you had to pivot on one foot and then walk back, saying out loud how many steps you've done, heel to toe.
Oh.
I freaking nailed that thing. And they show you before they do it. So they show you an example of what they're looking for, and then they ask you, do you understand? And again, that's evidence.
Trick question.
Yes. And so I could do it, but apparently I pivoted on the wrong foot because they say inside foot. I never took dance. I don't know. And so I pivoted the wrong way
3,
every
5,
time.
6, 7, 8.
Sachet.
So that was number 2. Do you remember what number 3 was? I do. You know.
Oh my God, Michelle
Well-
wasn't even there.
Because I was resisting the sobriety testing, I think
have to
I
do
got,
all of them.
I think I got to the third one maybe once or twice. Maybe. Was it the standing on one leg one?
Yes.
I don't remember.
Okay, so I'll do it.
Yeah, you're going to have to.
So
I was there, I swear.
Yeah,
I
it
was
doesn't
there.
sound like it.
So the instructions on the second one were stand with your feet together. You're going to walk heel to toe, straight line for 9 steps. You're going to count out loud the 9 steps, pivot on your inside foot, and then walk back doing the same thing, counting out loud 9 steps, heel to toe.
I would
Okay.
Do you understand?
nail this.
No, you wouldn't have, because Mike, I thought I nailed it, and I pivoted on the wrong foot, and I failed it.
You got a silver.
So what I'm learning is if you had any amount of dance as a kid, you're probably going to nail
Wait till this.
thing.
Okay, the third and final one was stand straight. Oh, and both of them were hands at your sides.
Okay.
So you had to do the second one, walking a straight line, hands to your sides. I can illustrate this for you guys if you want me to.
No, that's okay.
And you had to balance on one foot, didn't matter which foot, about 6 inches above the ground. It had to be flexed. And you count 1001, 1002, 1003.
Oh,
and
my
so,
legs are burning in the chair just doing
and
this.
so forth until I tell you to stop. So basically, they were watching their clock, and they would monitor you for 30 seconds. And I always made it to about 1,021, and then you could put it down. Those were the 3 sobriety tests.
Huh.
And they, between each station, because the cop would rotate to the next person. So we got to stay in our same spot the entire time. And we had our own little chair, sit down, pretend like you're in a car because you're about to get pulled over and pulled out. Yes.
Tase me, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Tase me. This is what I imagine Michelle like. Fuck you. Get out of my face, copper.
I did pretend to open the door each time.
Oh, my God.
I did not.
Here I come.
But I will tell you guys, after the second or third one, I learned, because I was watching the proctor, and I was like, he didn't take his hand, like, with the finger test where they put it in front of you and watch your eyes. And, like, he didn't take it out far enough, or he didn't come back slow enough. And they're like, you're right. Do it again.
Yeah, they were being trained.
Oh, so you could correct, like, you...
I did.
You probably should not have corrected the cops, but, like, because you're the volunteer, they're not going to say shit to you.
Right. But I was correcting them. I was like, because you're supposed to go... So the first finger test, 12 to 24 inches from the face, and you tell the person, keep your head forward, and you just watch my finger with your eyes. They're supposed to go out, back, out, fast, and then they're supposed to come back super slow, and they're supposed to go about until your eye is all the way to, the outside of your eye is all the way to the outside of your body. Outside corner of your eye. And they would go too fast. So
when my eye pops out. Perfect. Okay, cool.
And they would go too fast. I'm like, you did that too fast. And the proctor's like, you did. Do it again. I was like, yes.
Mm-hmm. And then they would fill out their...
Oh, my God. You're going to get pulled over, and it's going to be one of these guys who's going to be like, hey, you know what? Yeah. You fucking outed me at this wet
You're
lab.
under arrest. You have the right to remain silent.
You're going to be sitting in the car, and he's going to be tasing you.
It's true.
It's true.
But then the cop has to decide if you're drunk or not.
Oh, yeah. That's great.
They have to fill out the thing.
After all 3 field sobriety tests, the cop then says, I'm going to arrest you or I'm not going to arrest you based on, I think, you're intoxicated.
Okay.
So I think we did 8 rounds of this, maybe 10.
I don't know. Yeah, we sure did.
Michelle was too busy opening the invisible
I was
door.
opening the door.
Do you want me to come out of the car?
Okay. My door's still... I don't know how to open the door.
My door's welded like the General Lee. I got to climb through the window.
It's about right.
So...
just falls out of the chair.
No, it was a good time. So after about an hour and a half of that, so we took a blood alcohol at 0. Like when we first got there, we took a blood alcohol after an hour. We took a blood alcohol before we went into the training facility. And then we were in the training facility taking all the sobriety tests for about an hour and a half. Then we had to go take 1 more blood alcohol test, and then we went back to the booze room.
Okay.
For just a second. Not for very long, because then they let us go into where the cops were having their training.
Oh,
and sit in the back.
Did they line you guys up and be like, who arrested this person?
No, they didn't.
They projected on the screen all of our information and who we were and
how many drinks we had and our blood alcohol scores.
And then how many of the cops in the room chose to arrest us and how many didn't.
Okay, how do we want to do this? Michelle, I want to know how many cops arrested you.
How many?
Well, this is like the crescendo. Do we take a break real
yes,
quick?
Let's take a break.
All right.
I feel like this is like the suspense. You have to now come back for part 2 of
Remember.
But also, this one shouldn't be hard to guess. Also, I don't know if this is where the crescendo is, but sure, my drink is actually empty.
We'll be right back after these words from our sponsors to find out the epic conclusion to Michelle drinking.
This episode of the Whiskey and Wine podcast is sponsored by Portland Party Bus, Portland's original party bus company, where the ride becomes the party. PDX Party Bus pricing is all inclusive. This means all the hourly rates include all fees and mileage. No surprise charges at the end of your party, just professional staff and a party all along the way. Visit them at pdxpartybus.com. and plan your next wine tasting, birthday party, or just a great weekend. pdxpartybus.com.
Excuse my mouth breathing, folks. I'm sorry. I did not mean to breathe. Breathing heavy into the mic.
You're breathing heavy into the mic?
That's what my husband told me.
What? Oh, I missed that. God, I'm really not observant.
Maybe you should stop drinking.
You don't even remember the Wet Lab.
I remember parts of it.
Okay.
Yo.
All right. So,
Recap.
yep. So you guys have done all the tests. You've got drunk via cops, and
Awesome.
you've done all the tests, and now they're sitting you down in the training area, and they've got like a PowerPoint presentation for what the results are of this wet lab.
Not who, but how many have arrested us, our blood alcohol content, how many drinks we had, and what our role was.
Yep. Okay. All right. So, Michelle, do you remember your results?
No, but that's not true. I remember parts of them. I don't remember how many drinks I had. I don't remember my blood alcohol level.
But it was at 0.08.
Well, at least somebody was paying attention. I don't. So no, the answer's no.
All right, real quick. I have a quick question. I should have asked this in part 1. So you guys showed up at what time again? About noon or 1 in the afternoon?
11:30.
Did you have a large meal beforehand?
Abby's Pizza.
No.
No, we
I'm
weren't.
talking before you
we
showed
were
up. Did you
not-
have like a big breakfast, or were you forbidden to eat before?
We were not allowed to eat after
Okay.
10 a.m.
Okay, so I wanted to know.
Oh, God, this is like a medical procedure.
Well, I just wanted to know because, yeah, Big Mike, man, if I put down like a whole pizza beforehand, there would not be enough time, I don't feel, in this 3-hour
Sir,
experiment.
sir,
They
you're
did
still
say-
at 0.02. All right. Get the next bottle open, motherfuckers.
They told us eat breakfast, but then after 10, we need you to stop.
Okay, all right. I was
At
curious.
least she can remember that.
It was
Well,
pre-drinking.
yeah, it was pre-drinking.
Yeah. It was good
Remember,
then.
she doesn't remember texting most of the things to you yesterday, so.
And I remember Taco Bell after. But we did line up in the back. They had set chairs up in the back of the room, and we all sat down. And then the training kept going, and they presented the screen with all of our results. But I'm
Okay.
going to let you talk about what those results were because I don't remember.
You did you get your phone back at this point?
No.
Oh, okay. So at least you weren't distracted.
No, I just don't. Mm-hmm.
So they had all 8 of us up there on the screen, and they went from 1 to 8. I think I was 7. Michelle, you were before me. And they walked through each of the results, and they said how many cops arrested them. Michelle got arrested 7 out of 8 times.
That one poor cop.
What was really sad, and
He no
and
longer works for the force. You fucked up,
Fail, I
Ron.
mean, come on.
We're gonna need your badge and your gun after this.
Did you see this redheaded bitch? I mean,
Falling down.
she's over there trying to do cartwheels and unlock an imaginary door, and you didn't arrest her?
this process was so enlightening. I learned so much.
I
So
learned
much.
that you can't expect me to keep up with you one for one.
Okay, so what was really sad, and I'm sure this happens all the time, was the designated driver, right? She went through the same field sobriety test we did.
Yep.
So she got arrested one time, and the cop facilitated. Yes, and the cop.
Tell me it was the one that didn't arrest
Oh
Joe.
my God.
They didn't say.
Oh
It
my
was
God,
blinded.
that would be great.
No, that was a blind. It was blind tested.
Okay,
So we-
But what's sad, and the cop was like, "This is my worst nightmare." Is people are out having a good time, they're doing the right thing, they have a designated driver, they have a car, 6 people drunk. The designated driver hasn't had a drop, and you arrest them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then you look at Michelle and you're like, "Hey, are you okay to drive this car full of drunks home?"
I'm so good.
She's like, let me open the door.
So then he gets to me, and he's like, "Joanna, will you please stand up?" I'm like, "Oh God."
Oh God.
And he goes, "This one's a really special case." And I'm like, "Bow." Yes, I am.
Yes, she is.
This is maybe not the time to bow.
And they're like, "We couldn't even get Joanna to 0.08. She tested at 0.06 after 9 drinks. And I was like, oh, shit. Okay, I need to go to rehab. I'm so proud. I did not get arrested more than I got arrested.
So you had
7 cops evaluated me, 4 did not arrest me, and 3 did.
oh, huh, interesting.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Super interesting, right? After 9 whiskeys.
Mm-hmm.
And you were technically never drunk.
Never drunk.
For driving
well,
in the state
legally,
of Oregon.
yeah, correct. Because Oregon's a .08.
Yeah. Now, you didn't feel like you could drive.
No.
So you would not have driven.
Correct. But
Despite the fact that you were still sober, whereas we've got Little Miss Problematic over here who is like, give me the fucking keys. I'll take this car
I got
full
it,
of
guys.
drinks."
Let's go. You want some Taco Bell?
yeah, so yeah, and then they went and took our BAC levels after they walked everyone through our results, and I blew a .03, so that was about 2 hours after my last drink. And
God damn.
I know.
I was still at .05.
Yeah.
I remember that.
You are metabolizing like a fucking champ.
I don't think that's a good thing.
Mike, I think this is our sign to actually buy one of these BAC, like the good ones,
Like
not
the good one?
not the shitty one that we had on Haley's 21er. But I think this is our sign to buy a good one, just so we can be like. I think we need to do an episode this summer where we just get go-karts and we set up cones.
Oh my God, yes.
In the cul-de-sac,
That's what I want to do.
and we drive the cones.
And then have Hannah and McKenna and Cooper and Maddie and Morgan Jackson drive distracted.
Oh yeah.
And see who.
Oh God, this is gonna be all right. So I'm gonna buy a couple go-karts and some cones.
Maybe
and
just
a
rent the
BAC.
go-karts, Alex, because no hot dog stand in here, and you're not buying go-karts, so you can rent it.
Yeah, I showed Joanna what we talked about on the last episode with the hot dog warmer, and she said no, and I did not buy it because I knew if I did buy it after I showed it to her, I would be in deeper trouble.
Hot dogs are gross.
So gross.
I found a hot
gross.
dog stand that will sit in the corner right there where that phone stand is,
No.
and we can just have hot dogs
Gross.
and buns all warmed in one thing.
No.
Welcome to the Whiskey and Glizzy.
Yeah.
Gross, Michael.
Yeah. Not wrong, though.
So-
That's nasty.
Anyways, going back to the wet lab, getting us back on topic.
Yeah, sorry.
Michelle and I told him we'd do it
I want
again.
a hot dog now, Mike.
I know.
Michelle and I told him we'd do it again. Our friends Christina and Leanne, fans of the podcast, want to do it with us.
I want to do it.
You
I
guys
know.
should do it
Hello.
with us.
Hello.
Michelle, just text him and be like, I've got 8 people right now.
She has like 20 people that want to do it.
Yeah, I was going to
Okay.
say. I'll let him know.
You get us involved with this, and I will have the party bus drive us round trip.
Oh, God.
Oh,
It's-
my God. Can we go
Hey,
wine tasting
Mike,
after?
Yes.
first of
Oh,
all,
my God.
Michael, it's
What?
super fun, super educational,
And heroes work.
Yes.
and community service.
Nope, I want in.
Oh, ooh.
Okay.
Call on me, teacher.
Yeah, I'm going to let him know.
No,
They
no,
said,
I have a question.
Oh, my God. What, Alex? What?
Okay.
And when
Miss-
you raise your hand, you need to keep your voice off.
Okay. Thank you. I apologize, Mrs. Weaver. Okay. So, do you recognize any of the cops? And part 2 of this question is, did you get like business cards from them? So it's like a get out of jail free card if you get pulled over for doing 51 and a 45.
I actually got a job offer from the
You
really,
did.
really the sloshed lady, the one that wanted to get just completely shit faced. She offered me a job with the
Westland Wilsonville School District.
the WESD, so the Willamette like education like
School district.
just the Willamette Valley.
Yeah.
She oversees all of the school
Wow.
districts. And I'm like, nah, brah. Nah.
Well, it depends on what you got to do. If you can drink
Yeah.
at work, then maybe.
yeah.
I remember the cops' faces. No, we didn't get a business card, but I do remember their faces. And I will be honest, never mind. I can't name names.
Yeah, we definitely not going to name any
Like
names.
the ones that you did recognize, did they arrest you?
I don't know because we are
It was
blinded.
blinded. Damn
Mhm.
it. All right. So,
But if they pulled me over and I recognized them, I would say something. I'd say, "Hey, I helped you
At
get
the Wet
training
Lab.
at the Wet
Yeah,
Lab.
Remember, I was.
Oh yeah. Hey, so there's a small rule that you need to abide by, ma'am. You cannot have that open bottle of tequila in your cup holder.
That is disappointing. I wouldn't remember, so it wouldn't matter.
Hey, were you one of those
Wait a second.
officers?
Which one are you?
And but no, actually,
You're
here's
the cute one.
Here's the scenario, because I wouldn't drive, right? And I was not even close to a .08. Michelle would. I'd be in the passenger seat. Michelle would be driving and be like, Michelle, that was a cop at our Wet Lab.
Switch me seats. First of all,
Switch me seats.
We're crawling over
Yeah.
each other.
It's like, ladies, I'm standing at the window and you just switched seats. What? No, we didn't.
no, we didn't.
No, I had a great time. One of my favorite memories with you. That was fun.
All right, I'm
was
in
good.
for this. Michelle, I need you to make this
I'll
happen.
let you know. They were talking about like probably this summer they would do another lab.
We will all do it, and
We might have to draw straws, figure out which y'all. There's so many people.
Look, we can supply the whole thing, and will be fun. And
They do say they're really specific. Like you have to be a happy drunk. Like,
Yes.
No like sad, angry drunks are invited to the
Yeah,
wet lab.
no.
And you need to
absolute-
have like a.
we have a dozen happy drunks ready to go for you.
They probably also want you to have like a bodily function malfunction, like Caesar with his eye. They're going to ask him back every time because it's a good example of the questions you should ask.
Well, shit, my left eye's been twitching for 3 weeks. I'm ready to roll.
I was fascinated that you actually can't fake out of that test. I was like, I want like somebody with really good balance could probably even drunk walk a straight line, pivot correctly, and turn around and walk back. But the eye test, you don't have control over your twitchy eye.
Well, and I even argued with the proctor because I pivoted wrong every time. I'm like, dude, I did it the same way every time. He's like, it doesn't matter. I was like, and I finally was like, that's stupid.
I don't think that one's testing correctly.
I love
then.
Joanna
I will
correcting the
taser
cops.
you.
I would like to argue this one. I would argue in court that one, that test.
It was dumb because they said pivot to the inside. Well, which way's the inside?
Right.
I'll show you.
Your inside or my inside? I don't know.
Oh. I have so many things I want to say, and I'm.
Control yourself.
So I've had, I'm on my second whiskey and Coke today. I've had a mimosa today,
Oh, what kind did you have?
mango,
That sounds delicious.
and I've had some of what we're drinking today. I could probably drive.
Yeah, but do you feel like you could drive?
Yes. Right now I'm a little tingly, so maybe no.
Tingly.
And my arms right here and then right here.
Oh.
Well, let's see how Michelle texts, and we'll find out if she can drive or not.
I have had 2 drinks. No, I've had 1 drink and 2 sips, and I feel totally fine. And I probably would blow a .06.
And I'd blow a .02.
Yep. And this is why no longer when you're like, you're not keeping up with me. That's not a fair.
Unless she's the one driving, and then you're like, yeah, fuck you, fine, I'll keep up with you.
Oh, sure. Here we go.
So here's what I need you to do.
Take me
though.
to Taco Bell.
Oh.
So we're going to Sun River again with the same group that we went with last summer. I am not having a repeat of August 2nd, 2024.
Hey, what you do on my birthday, it's my present. That was a good time.
That was not a good time.
Anybody want to explain that, or are we just going to leave that mysterious?
She got hammered, but like for real hammered, not what she thinks she's hammered. JoJo got hammered.
Said things I should never have said.
Did things she should never have done.
I would argue that.
Took an entire next day to recover.
Yep, I can verify that.
Big
And
Mike.
I wasn't there, so I can't be blamed for this one.
Yes! Finally!
Finally.
You're free and clear, Mike.
It's my own fault.
The bigger the crowd, the more the extrovert in Joanna just sucks it up. Just
And
the energy, she just sucks it up.
I burned the enchiladas.
You did. That you can redo on my birthday.
Yeah, that was the most disappointing thing. Was burning the enchiladas.
Big Mike, it's always your fault. If we do Wet Lab together, it's Big Mike's fault.
It's your fault. My birthday enchiladas were burnt. They were still good.
Sorry.
Big Mike, you've been quiet this whole time. What do you got to say?
Dude, I'm I want just...
You want to do this, don't
Yes.
you? It's so
I'm
intriguing
listening.
and
I'm trying to be a
educational.
good listener.
I
and
had no idea what I was getting into. I was like, cop's going to feed me booze? I'm in. But it was so educational and so good.
I'm so fucking jealous. I really, really want to do this.
Yeah.
And Alex did take us to Taco Bell afterwards.
I did.
100%.
Whatever I said, whatever you guys want. If you want me to take you to Abby's Pizza,
No.
if you want me, no, you already had that.
Yeah.
I want Taco Bell, and then you guys ordered like a respectable amount of Taco Bell, which was really weird.
She ordered wrong, though. She ordered a bean burrito with no onions.
Add sour cream. That is the correct
That's
thing.
disgusting.
Bean burrito, no onions,
No,
add
no.
sour cream.
Bean
Side
bean
of
and cheese.
nacho. Yes, the bean and cheese. No onions because they're nasty. Add sour cream, and then you get a side of nacho cheese sauce with mild sauce, and you dip it, and it is delicious. Well, now that's what I want.
Yeah, but you didn't
Right
order
now.
enough of it. Like you guys were like, "Oh, I really can't eat that much," and then when you got home and
You know why?
demolished the Taco Bell, and you were like, "I'm still hungry."
You know why I
I'm
couldn't
a
eat that
DoorDash.
much? Because I ate Abby's special pizza. Abby's special is the best pizza they have, and it is delicious.
I mean, I'm
I
not.
grew up on Abby's pizza.
I'm not arguing that. That it is a fantastic pizza.
Oh, yeah. Play footsies with me, baby.
So, Big Mike, you're jealous. You're intrigued.
A little bit, yes. A lot, yes. I want in on the next round.
Michelle's texting the school resource officer right now.
Nope,
I'm-
she's door
I'm
dashing
actually
Taco Bell.
door dashing Taco Bell.
Yes! For the win!
We can make
For the win!
we can make McKenna go get it.
That's my mic drop. I'll be downstairs if anyone needs me.
You might want to ask
That's
Mike
all
what
I
he
want
wants.
now.
No, Mike's gonna want some Taco
Text
Bell
McKenna and ask her to go get it.
here. Ooh,
I will. I was
yeah.
gonna
We
put-
have a driver who's not doing anything
That's-
right now.
That's the McKenna dash right there.
McKenna Dash.
She's been ignoring me. We'll see what she says.
She's sleepy.
She's
Go
no.
get
She's probably
me Taco
Go
Bell.
get us.
us.
Go get me.
This text is going to be so fucked up.
Get me.
Why,
us.
Mike? Mike saw Michelle's text messages to me yesterday.
She thinks it's saying, go get me Taco Bell. It's actually going to say,
Edit.
Go to hell.
Edit.
Me.
Edit.
me, Taco Boys.
Edit. I got it. Nailed it. Okay.
Anyways, if you ever get the chance to do a wet lab, I would do it because it's super intriguing.
It's heroes work and it's fascinating.
And it's educational. Like, I might need to check myself into rehab. Alex, you got $30,000?
No, we're gonna put you in the cheap version
Oh.
where they just beat you until you don't touch the drink.
I don't touch it just on the weekends, and even on the weekends, I don't go that hard.
I'm not worried about that. If anybody would be worried about it, it would be me, right? So I'm not worried about it. I'm just impressed at your metabolism, especially compared. Like, now I want to know how my metabolism works versus yours. I want to know if you're able to have 3 whiskey and cokes and I have 3 whiskey and cokes and somehow I blow higher than you.
well, you do blow harder
I
than me.
want to go head to head with JoJo too.
Yep.
I
All
want to
right.
see what happens.
We're going to have a boat race, motherfuckers.
Oh my God. On the water. McKenna's getting
no,
me
that's-
Taco Bell.
Ed-
Bitches.
Wait, no, us. Joanna, fix this.
No, it's too late.
Nope. Hang on. I'm fixing it right now.
Fine.
Everything's fine.
She called me bro. I don't know what that means.
She probably
Yay.
meant babe, and then it
Bro.
came out bro.
I
or
doubt it.
bossy.
Oh. She goes, only if you get me something too. And I was like, okay. She goes, yay. And then I sent her my order and bro. Did I say it wrong? 2 bean burritos, no onions, add sour cream, nacho cheese sauce, mild sauce. Bruh. That's
So
clear.
are we rating this whiskey now?
Not, just hang on a second.
Yeah,
I'm correcting Michelle's Taco Bell order right now.
We're having a
Hi, boo boo. You gonna give me some Taco Bell?
Us.
Us. I said us.
No, she didn't. I'm texting her now.
Big Mike. Okay, so
All right.
McKenna needs our order. So
All right.
let's.
Can somebody just text me a list?
Yes, we'll text you a list.
We will text you a list. All right. We've gotta do our whiskey rating and that kind of stuff.
We just gotta do our whiskey rating 5 minutes, and then we'll give you our order.
Yes.
Stay here. This was good. I liked it. What? Still Austin?
Yes. So Mark, Molly's
you need to
dad.
look at the bottle again, JoJo.
Molly's dad sent this to us, and he's been on the hunt for our first platinum. So this one is $60. It's 116 proof. You can find it everywhere. It's a newer distillery. They have a whole lot of stuff that they're doing, but this is their cask strength stuff that just started showing up a little bit ago.
And it's out of Austin, Texas.
Sure.
That's what it says. It says.
No, you're right. You're
Yeah.
right.
And that's why it's called Still Austin.
There you go. Like an Austin still.
I do love Austin, Texas.
Yeah, see, double entendre.
I love Austin, Texas. I have really good friends that live there.
They've been doing a lot of things. They started out just kind of finishing barrels, and now they're actually distilling their own stuff. Lots of good stuff coming out of Still Austin. I have not picked up a lot of their stuff because it was hard to find before, but now I can find it just about everywhere. So even in my local little itty bitty liquor store. So it's one of those things where availability is really high.
I'm going to give it a high gold platinum.
That's not a thing.
It was good. It was it wasn't too hot.
One or the other.
It is young. It says it's aged at least 2 years. So there's not an actual
High gold.
high gold. All right, she's high gold.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
Coughing fit. Yep. See, this is why we can't go more than 50 minutes.
I'm going to give this limoncello a platinum. First place overall. Diamond elite status.
lightning
Nationals
gold.
scholarship.
Okay. Shit.
Wow. All
Dude,
right.
That says you
Yeah,
made that.
Yeah,
my friend.
that's right. I made that limoncello.
So you
Limoncello.
get the award for that.
Get
I'm-
some Taco Bell.
Yes. All right, Mike, you got some real thoughts on this?
Wow. Are you saying we don't?
It did not mellow pretty much.
No.
At all. It stayed very consistent.
Yep.
Is that good or bad? Oh, it's good. Thumbs up. That's good.
Sometimes you open these bottles and like they've got a lot of flavor early on, and then as you get into the episode, all that flavor disappears because it just evaporates. So,
Still going through my grading system in my head, so hold on.
no. I don't know. Sorry, I had to pull out the Nerf gun because
I got
Michelle's
real
over
flat.
here be
I got real
problematic.
flat.
I am not. It's McKenna.
Do you already have your grade in mind?
So I don't want to be unduly influenced by Mark. Because
Ooh, you are, though. You're over here waffling.
yeah, that's my problem is I'm waffling because this is really here's where I'm at. If this was $50, $49.99.
Can you put the gun down while you're talking?
No.
Okay, it's also pointed at me. Making me a little uncomfortable.
Why would you be uncomfortable with that?
Your finger's on the trigger.
Oh, weird.
Oh my
Mike's
God.
got one too.
Great. Awesome.
I wonder why the two
Well.
hosts of the podcast would have Nerf guns in their chairs.
Mm-hmm.
So, if this was $50, I think it's an automatic platinum. That extra $10 that bumps it out of like an everyday bottle that you can just pick up. If you've got an extra $60, are you buying the $50 bottle or the $60 bottle? Like, you save the money.
It's very good. I do like it.
A lot.
I'd be very interested to see something coming out of them with like 10 years behind it just to see.
Yeah, I think they're so new at this that they're having trouble getting
Yeah.
the old juice. And so eventually it'll be there.
Okay, so all right, I finally
You
got
got it? You got it?
For
All right.
mine, I'm going high gold, but I'm gonna have a little asterisk next to it.
Oh my God, that's not how it works.
I'm going. We need to come back.
Fuck you, our podcast.
So it gets like a tour scholarship.
No, what I feel like. So we kind of.
Is that
yes,
what you're doing?
Kind of.
Okay.
You come out here, you pay for the hotel and the airline, and we'll give you $75 credit.
Yeah. There it is. There it is.
Everyone
Towards
wins, right?
convention.
Yeah.
No, I like it a lot. I definitely feel like it is a high gold. I do want to, when we do our next battle, I want to put this up with some other bottles at that same exact price point and then revisit it.
Can I be part of the
Right?
battle? Because you guys can't make a decision.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, that way I need to compare it.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I drank
A lot.
About-
yesterday.
5 gallons of microbrew yesterday, so I'm not exactly sure how well the palate is holding up.
Me too.
No, you but yes, you did drink.
So this was the first sip coming off my my beer festival yesterday. So great whiskey. I do like it. I
Yep.
want to put it up against some other stuff in that category on another day.
Ooh, we
just
could
to
have a
see.
high gold battle.
See? So
There we go.
I'm locking in high gold for now.
All right.
That's
I'm gonna go with you too. I'm gonna go high gold as well. Really, really, really good drink, especially for as long as it was, sat in the barrels. Like not long at all.
Nope.
So to get this much flavor and everything else, I'm really impressed. I don't think it's a platinum just because I think it's a little too spendy. If this is a $40-$50 bottle, yeah, we're in. But
You know what?
$60, it's a little bit too much.
I'm going platinum. I'm a high roller.
You give everything a platinum.
Platinum.
Yeah.
Platinum.
You get a platinum.
Kapow!
You get a car.
Platinum.
You get a car.
I can tell you, Michelle, I've not gotten a platinum.
Not you, but all the whiskeys.
It's good. And
It's
$70 is not bad for a bottle of whiskey.
60,
compared to
60
Compared
bucks.
to what Alex and Derek spent on whiskey, please.
Dude,
Gross.
I bought this yesterday, and had you been checking my location, I'm sure you would have yelled at me to get the fuck out of the liquor store.
It's because you ruined your birthday present, you asshole.
Oh, there it is.
Well, everyone, I hope the four of us get to do a wet lab together.
Yeah, come
That
on,
makes
Michelle,
two
get
of
on
us.
it.
Okay. All right.
And Christina
Lock it
and
in.
Leanne,
Oh, yeah.
and
Hang on.
Jordan
Oh, yeah.
and
Hang on,
Angie.
we gotta lock this in.
Derek will be our designated driver
All right.
or the party bus.
Lock it in. There we go.
You want to
Relay it. Relay it.
My
There we
Mark, I appreciate the effort.
Mark,
really,
it's a platinum.
it's really damn close. Just needs to be $10 cheaper.
I got a tour scholarship. That's pretty good.
Oh shit. Well, ladies, thank you so much for coming on the episode today.
Episode
and
You
69.
are
No,
welcome.
go. Number
70.
70.
You're
70.
70. You missed 69.
You're about to get shot with a gun.
Yep. Pew 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 pew. As soon as I stand up to press stop on this episode, I'm definitely shooting Michelle.
Oh my God.
Well, guys, thanks so much for listening. Remember to check us out on Instagram, on YouTube. Make sure to check out the website. There's a bunch of merch for sale. And if you've got suggestions, kind of like Mark did, for something that we should drink, make sure you send it our way. And look forward to talking to you guys next week.
Goodbye.
And thank you, ladies.
Welcome.
You're up anytime.
The Whiskey and Wine podcast is brought to you by Tapforia, Tigard, Oregon's first growler tap house. Founded in 2014, Tapforia has 28 taps, including beer, wine, cider, seltzer, and kombucha. Did you know that they are a bottle shop as well now? Stop in for a pint, glass, growler, or a 4, 6, or 12 pack of the latest and greatest offerings of our local breweries. Located on Highway 99W in Tigard. Visit tapforia.com and follow them on social media to see what they have on tap each day. Tapforia, craft beer and wines.